Some biographies simply recount the events of a person's life. Others capture a force of nature so vividly that they change how we see what is possible. Elon Musk, Tesla, SpaceX, and The Quest for a Fantastic Future by Ashlee Vance belongs firmly in the second category. This book is not just about one man's journey. It is about the future of humanity, the power of bold vision, and the extraordinary impact that relentless determination can have on the world. The importance of this book begins with its subject. Elon Musk is not an ordinary entrepreneur. He is someone who has dared to tackle the most audacious challenges of our time, making electric cars mainstream, colonizing space, and reshaping global energy systems. Where most people see impossibility, Musk sees inevitability. His story is a living argument against small thinking. Reading about his journey awakens us to the scale of change one individual can ignite. But the book is not hagiography. Vance paints a nuanced picture, Musk's brilliance and vision, but also his flaws, intensity, and sometimes brutal management style. This honesty is precisely why the book matters. It shows greatness not as perfection, but as persistence. Musk's companies nearly collapsed multiple times. Tesla was on the brink of bankruptcy. SpaceX rockets exploded before they succeeded. Yet through resilience and sheer willpower, he kept pushing forward. The lesson is clear. Failure is not the end. It is the path to innovation. Why should people read this book? Because it teaches us that progress is not reserved for governments, institutions, or superheroes. It comes from individuals who dare to act. Musk's story reminds us that ordinary people, when driven by extraordinary purpose, can shift entire industries. His journey is a case study in the difference between incremental improvement and disruptive innovation. The book also matters because it grounds Musk's legendary achievements in the messy reality of building. Too often, we see the polished results, a sleek Tesla, a rocket landing upright without appreciating the years of struggle behind them. Vance reveals the sleepless nights, the financial risks, the human cost. This context is vital. It tells entrepreneurs, dreamers, and leaders, greatness is possible, but it is not easy. It demands sacrifice, obsession, and a refusal to quit. On a deeper level, the book is important because it forces us to confront our own limits. Musk doesn't just dream big, he dreams at the scale of humanity. Colonizing Mars, transitioning the world to sustainable energy, building neural links between humans and AI. Whether you agree with his methods or not, his ambitions expand the horizon of what we believe is possible. Reading his story challenges us. What boundaries have we accepted that could be pushed further? What problems have we dismissed as too big that, in truth, need bold solutions? The book is also profoundly relevant for this era. Climate change, technological disruption, and global uncertainty demand leaders who think long-term and act decisively. Musk's journey offers lessons not just for entrepreneurs, but for anyone seeking to make a meaningful impact in the 21st century. It reminds us that courage and vision are as essential as capital and technology. Ultimately, people should read this book because it is more than a biography. It is a manifesto for possibility. It asks us to imagine bigger, work harder, and risk more in pursuit of progress. Whether you love Musk, dislike him, or fall somewhere in between, his story will push you to think differently about ambition, resilience, and the future itself. Elon Musk, Tesla, SpaceX, and the quest for a fantastic future matters because it captures the essence of one man's relentless drive to reshape the world, and in doing so, it reminds us that the future is not written. It is built by those bold enough to try. Who Elon Musk is, his life and philosophy. To understand why Elon Musk has become one of the most influential figures of our time, we need to look beyond his companies and innovations to the person himself, his upbringing, his struggles, and the philosophy that drives him. Elon Musk is not just a businessman. He is a visionary, an engineer, a relentless problem solver, and a man who has reshaped industries by sheer force of will. Born in 1971 in Pretoria, South Africa, Musk grew up in an environment that combined curiosity with hardship. As a child, he was bookish, introverted, and fascinated with science fiction and technology. He taught himself computer programming and sold his first piece of software, a video game called Blastar, at age 12. But his early years were not easy. Musk faced bullying at school and difficulties at home, challenges that pushed him inward but also forged resilience. These experiences cultivated a toughness that would later define his leadership style. At 17, Musk left South Africa for North America, driven by a desire for greater opportunity and freedom. He studied physics and economics at the University of Pennsylvania, where he began developing his bold worldview. From the start, Musk was less interested in conventional careers than in solving humanity's biggest challenges. He believed that 3 areas mattered most for the future of civilization: the internet, sustainable energy, and space exploration. These would become the pillars of his life's work. Musk's entrepreneurial journey began with Zip2, a city guide software company he co-founded in the 1990s. It was sold for nearly $300 million, giving him his first fortune. He then co-founded X.com, which evolved into PayPal and revolutionized online payments. When PayPal was sold to eBay, Musk could have retired comfortably. Instead, he doubled down on his long-term vision. He invested his fortune into what many considered impossible ventures: Tesla, SpaceX, and SolarCity. Each of these companies faced ridicule, skepticism, and near-death experiences. Yet Musk persevered, driven by a philosophy bigger than profit: the survival and flourishing of humanity. At the heart of Musk's philosophy is a belief in first principles thinking. Instead of reasoning by analogy, doing things the way they've always been done, Musk breaks problems down to their fundamental truths and builds solutions from the ground up. For example, when experts said rockets were too expensive, Musk asked, "What are the raw materials, and why should they cost so much?" This mindset led to SpaceX building rockets at a fraction of traditional costs. First principles thinking allows Musk to challenge assumptions that others take for granted. Another key element of Musk's philosophy is his audacity of vision. He doesn't just seek to improve existing systems, he seeks to reinvent them. Where automakers aimed for hybrid cars, Musk pursued fully electric vehicles. Where aerospace companies focused on satellites, Musk aimed for Mars colonization. This boldness is matched by a willingness to risk everything. Musk has poured his own fortune into his companies, at times living on loans, betting his future on the survival of his vision. Musk's philosophy also emphasizes relentless work ethic. He is notorious for his extreme hours, sometimes working 100-hour weeks, sleeping on factory floors, and demanding the same intensity from his teams. This intensity has drawn criticism, but it reflects his belief that building the future requires extraordinary effort. Finally, Musk's philosophy is deeply tied to the survival of humanity. He is not content with short-term success or incremental progress. His focus is existential, ensuring humanity becomes a multi-planetary species, transitioning to sustainable energy, and preparing for the challenges of artificial intelligence. His life's work reflects a profound urgency, a belief that our time is limited and our responsibilities are vast. In the end, who is Elon Musk? He is a complex figure, brilliant, demanding, controversial, inspiring, a man of vision and flaws, of breakthroughs and battles. But above all, he is someone who refuses to accept limits. His life and philosophy remind us that progress comes not from playing safe, but from thinking boldly, acting relentlessly, and persevering against all odds. The purpose of Elon Musk, Tesla, SpaceX, and the quest for a fantastic future. Every biography has a purpose: to inform, to entertain, or to inspire. Ashlee Vance's Elon Musk, Tesla, SpaceX, and the quest for a fantastic future does all 3, but its deeper purpose is more profound: to capture the story of a man whose life is intertwined with the future of humanity itself, and to show readers what it takes to pursue audacious dreams against impossible odds. At its core, the book's purpose is to document the making of a modern visionary. Elon Musk is not merely a wealthy entrepreneur. He is someone who has set out to tackle problems of planetary scale, sustainable energy, space colonization, and the reinvention of transportation. Vance wanted to uncover how Musk became the person willing to shoulder these challenges, what shaped his worldview, and how his relentless pursuit of the future has redefined industries. But the book is not about glorifying Musk. Its purpose is also to humanize him. Vance presents Musk as brilliant and driven, but also flawed, demanding, and at times ruthless. This honesty makes the story more meaningful. Musk is not portrayed as a superhero, but as a human being who perseveres through exhaustion, failure, and criticism. By revealing both the triumphs and the struggles, the book reminds readers that extraordinary achievements come with extraordinary costs. Another purpose of the book is to inspire courage and imagination. Musk's story challenges the culture of small thinking. In an age when many businesses chase short-term profits or incremental improvements, Musk dares to dream of Mars colonies, global solar grids, and hyperloops. The book invites readers to expand their own horizons, to ask not just, how do I succeed today, but what future do I want to help create? The book also serves a historical purpose. It captures a pivotal moment in technology and industry, the rise of electric vehicles, the private space race, and the shift toward renewable energy. Future generations will look back at Tesla and SpaceX as turning points in human history. Vance's book ensures that readers understand how fragile and uncertain these breakthroughs were in their early days. Tesla was once weeks away from collapse. SpaceX survived multiple rocket explosions before its first successful launch. The purpose of recording these struggles is to show that history is shaped not by inevitability, but by resilience. For entrepreneurs and innovators, the book serves as a playbook of mindset and execution. It shows how Musk applies first principles thinking, sets audacious goals, and drives teams with relentless urgency. It demonstrates the power of combining vision with execution, boldness with persistence. The purpose is not to encourage imitation. Few can live exactly as Musk does, but to illustrate the principles that anyone can apply. Think bigger, start from fundamentals, take risks, and refuse to quit. On a broader level, the purpose of the book is to spark a conversation about humanity's future. Vance makes it clear that Musk's work is not just about cars and rockets, it is about survival. If we are to thrive as a species, we must transition to sustainable energy, explore new frontiers, and prepare for challenges beyond Earth. The book's purpose is to remind readers that the future is not a passive event we await. It is something we build deliberately with courage and vision. Ultimately, the purpose of Elon Musk, Tesla, SpaceX, and the quest for a fantastic future is to show what is possible when ambition meets resilience. It exists to inspire, to provoke, and to challenge us, to reimagine our own capacity. Musk's story, as told by Vance, is not just about one man. It is about the human spirit's drive to reach beyond limits and shape a future that once seemed like science fiction. The key lessons from Elon Musk, Tesla, SpaceX, and the quest for a fantastic future. The story of Elon Musk is not just about rockets and electric cars. It is about vision, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of what others call impossible. Ashlee Vance's biography of Musk reveals a set of lessons that extend far beyond entrepreneurship. They are lessons about thinking differently, persevering under pressure, taking bold risks, and daring to shape the future. These lessons apply not only to business leaders and innovators, but to anyone who wants to live with greater purpose and impact. The first great lesson is the power of audacious vision. Musk does not think in small increments. He thinks at the scale of civilization. While most automakers tinkered with hybrids, Musk envisioned a world fully powered by electric vehicles and renewable energy. While traditional aerospace companies built satellites, Musk aimed for Mars colonization. This audacity sets him apart. Most of us are trained to think modestly, to pursue goals that feel safe. Musk reminds us that the future is shaped by those who dare to dream big. Consider SpaceX. When Musk declared he would build reusable rockets and make humanity a multiplanetary species, the idea sounded like science fiction. Yet today, SpaceX lands rockets with precision and supplies the International Space Station. The lesson here is not that we must all plan missions to Mars, but that we should not let fear shrink our visions. Whether you're launching a startup, writing a book, or leading a team, ask yourself, am I thinking big enough? The second lesson is first principles thinking. Musk doesn't accept that's how it's always been done as an answer. Instead, he breaks problems down to their fundamentals and builds solutions from the ground up. For example, when he discovered how expensive rockets were, he asked, what are the raw materials, aluminum, titanium, carbon fiber, and how much should they actually cost? By rethinking from first principles, SpaceX was able to build rockets at a fraction of the traditional price. This kind of thinking can be applied anywhere. Instead of copying what others do, strip problems to their basics. Ask, what do I know for sure? What assumptions am I making? What would this look like if I rebuilt it from scratch? In business, relationships, or personal goals, first principles free us from imitation and open the door to innovation. The third lesson is relentless resilience. Musk's journey is filled with near-death moments. In 2008, Tesla was weeks away from bankruptcy, and SpaceX had failed 3 consecutive launches. Most entrepreneurs would have folded. Musk poured his remaining fortune into keeping both companies alive, risking everything. That same year, the 4th SpaceX launch finally succeeded, saving the company. Tesla secured last-minute funding and survived. Musk has faced ridicule, lawsuits, personal exhaustion, and near financial ruin. Yet he keeps going. The lesson is that resilience is not optional if you want to create something transformative. Setbacks are not signals to quit. They are invitations to persist. For individuals, this lesson means not giving up when the first attempt fails, or even the third. It means holding on to vision with stubborn resolve until breakthrough arrives. Another powerful lesson is the willingness to take massive risks. Musk has repeatedly staked his fortune, reputation, and health on his ventures. After selling PayPal, he could have retired in luxury. Instead, he invested his wealth into Tesla, SpaceX, and Solar City, all ventures considered crazy at the time. He risked losing everything, and at several points, he nearly did. Yet without those risks, there would be no reusable rockets, no thriving EV industry, no global acceleration toward clean energy. The takeaway is not reckless gambling, but courageous commitment. If you want extraordinary impact, you cannot avoid risk. Playing safe may preserve comfort, but it rarely changes the world. In our own lives, this means daring to take the leap, starting the business, pursuing the calling, making the change we've been avoiding. Musk also teaches the value of obsession and work ethic. He is infamous for his long hours, sometimes working 100-hour weeks, sleeping on factory floors, and demanding the same intensity from his teams. Critics call it harsh, supporters call it inspiring. The truth is, building the future requires extraordinary effort. While balance is important for most of us, Musk demonstrates that obsession, when aligned with purpose, can be a powerful force. The lesson is that excellence requires more than talent. It requires relentless commitment. For us, this might not mean 100-hour weeks, but it does mean dedicating ourselves fully to what matters most and being willing to do the hard, unglamorous work that breakthroughs demand. Another lesson is using criticism as fuel. Musk has faced immense skepticism. Experts dismissed Tesla as doomed, claiming consumers would never buy electric cars. Aerospace veterans laughed at the idea of a private company beating NASA. The press mocked him during failures. Instead of quitting, Musk used the criticism as energy. He let the doubt sharpen his resolve. This is a powerful reminder. If your dreams don't attract skepticism, they're probably too small. Criticism is not always a sign you're wrong often. It's a sign you're onto something disruptive. The lesson is to stop seeking universal approval. Greatness often requires enduring misunderstanding. Musk's story also highlights the role of purpose beyond profit. His companies are not driven primarily by money, but by mission. Tesla's goal is to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. SpaceX exists to ensure humanity's survival as a multi-planetary species. These missions inspire not only Musk, but also the thousands of employees who work for him. Purpose creates resilience, loyalty, and meaning. For individuals, this lesson is crucial. If your work is only about making money, motivation will eventually fade. But if your work is tied to a mission larger than yourself, it becomes a source of energy even in the hardest moments. Another key insight is the importance of interdisciplinary thinking. Musk doesn't limit himself to one field. He applies principles from physics, software, and engineering to diverse industries. He bridges disciplines, combining them in novel ways. This is why he can innovate in rockets, cars, batteries, and AI simultaneously. For us, the lesson is to avoid narrow silos. Read widely. Learn from different fields. Bring ideas from one area into another. Innovation often happens at the intersections. Finally, Musk's story reveals that the future is built, not awaited. Too many people wait for governments, institutions, or someone else to solve humanity's problems. Musk embodies the belief that if the future you want doesn't exist, you must build it yourself. Whether it's electric cars, private space exploration, or clean energy, he refuses to wait for permission. The lesson is empowering. Don't wait for perfect conditions or approval. If you see a problem that matters, start building the solution. Throughout Elon Musk, Tesla, SpaceX, and the quest for a fantastic future, these lessons are illustrated with vivid stories. The sleepless nights during Tesla's near collapse, the triumph of Falcon 9 after repeated failures, the joy of watching a Tesla Roadster in orbit, riding atop a SpaceX rocket. These moments are not just milestones in Musk's life. They are symbols of what relentless vision, resilience, and courage can achieve. Taken together, Musk's journey offers us a philosophy of action. Dream audaciously, think from first principles, embrace risk, persist through failure, work obsessively, harness criticism, live with purpose, think across disciplines, and build the future yourself. This is not just Musk's story. It is a roadmap for anyone who refuses to settle for mediocrity. The final takeaway: building a future worth living. When you finish Ashlee Vance's Elon Musk, Tesla, SpaceX, and the quest for a fantastic future, you are left with more than the story of one extraordinary man. You are left with a mirror reflecting your own choices, a reminder that the future is not something we passively inherit, but something we actively build. The final takeaway is this: greatness is not reserved for the chosen few. Elon Musk's story may seem larger than life, but at its core, it is about principles we can all embrace. Dream audaciously. Think from first principles. Take risks that matter. Work relentlessly. Use setbacks as stepping stones, and above all, anchor your efforts in a purpose bigger than yourself. Musk's journey is proof that one person with relentless drive can reshape industries and inspire humanity to aim higher. He reminds us that failure is not a verdict, but a teacher. That ridicule is often the soundtrack of innovation. That the line between impossible and inevitable is crossed only by those willing to endure the pain of persistence. But the book also leaves us with a challenge. Too often, we play small. We settle for comfort, for incremental improvement, for safe goals. Musk's story dares us to ask, what boundaries have I accepted that don't need to exist? What future do I want to help create? What risks am I willing to take for something that truly matters? The lesson is not to copy Musk. Few of us will build rockets or revolutionize energy. The lesson is to live with the same courage of conviction in our own arenas. Maybe your version of Mars is starting a company that solves a local problem. Maybe it's writing the book that's been inside you for years. Maybe it's raising children with vision and resilience, or leading a team to innovate in your industry. The form doesn't matter. What matters is refusing to settle for a life of small ambitions. This is the heart of Vance's book. The belief that humanity's fantastic future is not guaranteed. It will be built by those who dare to act, who refuse to wait, who choose to create. Elon Musk is one example, but the next future shaper could be you. So here is the call to action. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for the perfect conditions. Don't let fear or doubt dictate your boundaries. Start building your future now. Take the risk. Make the leap. Dream the dream that feels impossible, and then take the first step toward making it inevitable. Because the future is not written in the stars. It is written in the choices we make, the risks we take, and the courage we summon. Musk's story is a beacon, reminding us that the quest for a fantastic future belongs to all of us. TDAs. Subscribe to Awaken Greatness for more inspiring lessons, and comment below to share your thoughts.